ankle eversion, PAILs and rails. So eversion is, well, this is inversion. So I'm like got the sole of my foot facing this way, and eversion is that way. Eversion and inversion is absolutely required for you to be able to get to dorsiflexion. If you don't have that, that's actually the fundamental movement of your ankle. So if we don't have that, it's very important to work on it. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to get to, obviously, eversion, as I said. All we're going to do is we're going to get to a passive eversion stretch. You're going to have to get into a bit of hip flexion here to reach, but you're literally just going to grab your foot and pull it this way. The thing is, with this dorsiflexion, it's going to be hard to get the movement. So what you want to do is just straighten that ankle out a little bit. That'll be the natural instinct for you to do this. So just go here and then literally rotate it that way and hold. And you're going to hold this for 2 minutes. And then you're going to do the PAILs contraction and then the rails contraction. So the PAILs contraction will be you fighting against the stretch. So you're assuming you didn't have your hands and you're doing the PAILs contraction, you would be pulling it back this way. So you'll be dropping the outside of your foot down. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to hold it here, get that stretch, take a big breath, and then you're going to try. So you should be feeling it sort of all on the inside of this ankle as you're trying to pull against this hand on the outside. When you're holding your foot, you could be, instead of holding it like two hands like this, like I'm doing, you can reach around and get two hands there and sort of pull it this way. So it's, once again, I would get my foot sort of as straight as I can there. I personally feel like I get a big stretch there, but play around with it. Whichever one you feel is the most comfortable. So you can get here, just pull it. And then for 10 seconds, if you're doing a max effort one, big breath, you're trying to pull down, pull down, pull down and straighten it. So you're pulling the outside against this hand here. You should be feeling it there. And then once that 10 seconds is up, you're going to reverse direction, and then you should be trying to actively get into more eversion, in which case you should feel it on the outside of your ankle. Have your rest, 30, 40 seconds, and then go again. I'll warn you though, the first couple of times I did this, and I'm assuming the first couple of times you do this, you probably won't really feel it. It's going to take a couple of times for you to really sort of feel it happening, because you're literally getting your ankle into a position it's never ever really in, because it's the end of your passive stretch, and when are you stretching your ankle like this, and then asking tissue to work. So normally people won't actively try to use the outside of their ankles, plus you're in a position you're not normally in. So it's just going to take a couple of times for your nervous system to really even map that. But it's a super, super, super important thing, because if you've got issues with that dorsiflexion, notice here as I go here, as I push my foot flat, as I dorsiflex, that'll actually naturally happen. So when you squat, when you walk, that actually has to happen. There's things happening in your ankle here that your ankle foot bones need to sort of slot into a certain place. If you don't have enough movement there, that's actually going to cause just literal physical issues. You just can't do it. So it's a super, super important one to do. I'm just going to have to ask you to bear with me a little bit, because the first couple of times you do it, you're probably not going to feel anything. If you do, great. If not, it's expected, so don't worry about it. You're just literally asking tissue to work where it hasn't done it for years and years and years, probably since you were a kid. So it's just mapping that sort of connection from the brain, the nervous system to that tissue first. So don't worry if it doesn't feel like it's working. It's probably expected. But once again, just don't fall into the trap of pulling your foot up, because while you're in this dorsiflexion, you don't have any movement. So you want to be down and then stretch it that way. Anyway, enjoy. Obviously, if you've got any question, make sure that you send me a message and let me know.